get that initial sell-off, I think it will not close on the low of the day. I think it'll fail. So because we've done it 3 days now, big sell-offs at the end of the day. Here, not so much, right? But here, sold off into the close, and then yesterday sold off into the close. Today may have to at least try to do that to find out whether or not the bears are strong enough to do what they've been doing for the past several days. So I think we're probably going to get, right now I think we're probably going to get one more push down. Do I think we will sell off much from here? No, we might, but we may just double bottom around the open. We have an obvious channel bottom down here. Bear breakout, like 47. But, bear breakout like 47. I expect bad follow through. I said I thought the market would try to sell off because that's what it's done the past 3 days. But we've also had consecutive sell climaxes on the 60-minute chart, and that makes me think that the sell-off attempt will not be successful, and that we'll end up having a doji day on the daily chart. So I think the downside is limited here. Bulls are hoping for a wedge bull flag, spike, and channel. Bears want a measuring gap, close below 52. And then a measured move down. Trading range day, chances are the gap will close probably on the current bar. By close, what I mean is the high of bar 60, the current bar, will probably go above the low of bar 52. Despite the wedge bottom and the failed breakout below the open of the day, 59 is a big enough bar to lower the probability of buying above 60. What about my argument that I thought today would end up as a doji day, closing around the open? I still think it will, but we still might sell off a little bit more. So 60 probably will not be a very good looking buy, which means that if you buy it, you are holding for a swing because the probability is not very high. And what about selling, betting the gap will stay open? I think it's probably comparable to 27. They tried to keep the gap open and then it closed. It's possible that we'll go sideways here, or maybe a little bit more down, trying to keep the gap open. But I think it probably will close. They closed the gap, as I thought they would. It's still possible that we can do like we did yesterday. Just sell off like in a parabolic way. I think it's not likely. I think today will probably stay around the open of the day for the rest of the day, and the daily chart will probably end up with a doji bar. Here's the daily chart, and this right now it's a doji bar. The close right now is right near the open. Tail top, tail bottom. I think this is how the day will look once it finally closes. I could be wrong. We could close on the low of the day again. It's possible that we could close on the high of the day. But of the three possibilities, I think the doji day is most likely. A strong bull reversal day, not likely, not with all the two-sided trading that we've had. A strong bear trend day, possible, but we've already had three big pushes down on the 60-minute chart, consecutive sell climaxes. So 2 legs up, likely. We've had 1 leg up. Now we're trying to resume down. I think we'll probably try to get a second leg up tomorrow. Outside down, but I think low probability short down here. More likely the downside is limited. I say that as the bar continues to grow. I shorted 59. I'm flat. I'm looking to buy. I did not buy 60 because it's a small bar, especially compared to 59. Also, I think the bears really need to clearly take control before traders believe that they've failed. So, is 61 enough for the bears to have created a credible sell attempt. I don't know. What happens if we get down to the new low of the day? I think we will reverse up. But right now I'm trapped out. I want to buy, but we're trending down. Crude oil, another big plunge. Weekly chart near the bottom of the trading range. A lot of buyers over the past 4 years have come in the 80 area. They probably will do it again this time. This is down very steeply, so it's unlikely that we'll go straight up. Probably the best the bulls can get will be some kind of a double bottom here, or a final flag like this, and then pullbacks, or like this, double bottom. E-mini daily chart, still an inside bar. Second entry buy. We broke below the open of the day, tried to reverse up 60. Now we have a second entry buy here. This entire thing is the opposite of what we had up here. I believe, at least I believe it is, higher probability buy above 62. If it gets too big, or if it has a big tail, not worth buying. And for the bears, do you really want to short down here? I do not. Trading range day, more likely than bear trend day. Probably will close around the open. As you know, whenever there's trading range price action, I don't like signal bars to get too big because it increases the chances that we go sideways. And this is probably already too big. But it's certainly an okay swing. A wedge bottom, looking for a couple legs up. Unlikely to get very far from the open of the day. The bears, a double top, therefore below 2, below 6. But I think probably buyers below. Low probability short. You certainly can swing it, but I think that we're probably going to stay in the neighborhood of the open of the day for the rest of the day. Contact's good for the bulls. Strong enough for reversal. 2 bars up, closing on their highs. Probably always in long. But I still think they will end up as a doji bar on the daily chart. So I think the upside is limited. Buyers or sellers below. Well, the bears were channeling down, and they're selling every rally to the middle third of the prior bear leg. The context is good for the bulls, and the reversal up is strong enough for the bulls. So I think probably buyers below 64. Bears can swing short right here at the moving average, betting that we'll continue to channel down like we did yesterday. But I think the odds are there'll be buyers below, and that we'll end up closing around the open of the day. Bulls trying to maintain the 62 low. They want a double bottom. Bears want the channel down to continue. They want to break out below the 62 wedge bottom. Yesterday, that was the start of the big sell-off. We had a wedge bottom here and got a bear breakout and a lot of follow-through. I still think we're going to stay around the open of the day, but I'm never surprised by anything. Remember I said I thought the bears would get one last scare at the end of the day. I thought 61 might have been it. It looks like 65, 66 might be it. Still a swing short, but I suspect probably sideways here into the close. Not a strong buy after 65. But I still think we're going to close around the open. Okay, where would scale and bulls get up? Let's say they bought the 64 low, and then they bought more, one tick above 66. Right, this is their profile. They bought here, they bought again here. So they may decide to get out break even on the entire trade, which would be right where we are here. So there might be some selling here. Some of the bulls who bought the 64 close thought it might just dip a little bit and have a second leg up. They were surprised by how big 65 was. they bought more above 66